it all behind you. I said, take down everything that stands in your way. Don't stop believing it'll work out again, my friend. Stand out and be a part of everything good. Wake up, you're gonna be all that you should. Try out all the things you always wanted to be. You'll see, 'cause I know what I know, that you've got it in you, and I see that you are a winner.
I was one of those people that would say, no, all lives matter. Whenever I'd hear somebody say, Black Lives Matter, no, 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 all lives matter. Because to me, setting aside or distinguishing one group of people, separating them from everybody else, is just adding to the problem of separating people, dividing people, us versus them mentality. So the whole Black Lives Matter thing, I'm like, that's just adding fuel to the fire by basically saying this one group of people matter like all the rest of us don't. And I heard the dinner table analogy where, you know, if everybody's sitting around a table and one person is sitting there with an empty plate not getting anything to eat, and everybody else is having all they want, and that one person who's not getting anything to eat says, you know, I matter too, I should get something to eat. I heard that analogy, and then the response is, yeah, all lives matter. Like the person doesn't get the fact that one of the people at the table isn't getting their fair share of the food. I heard that, and I still didn't get it. Oh, no, 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 all lives matter. Don't add fuel to the fire. Don't cause more division by saying this one group of people matter more, especially when you think about the fact that there are other groups of people that are also persecuted by police, like Native Americans. It's like, Native American lives matter. You know, let's make a list of all the lives that matter. But the recent events, last night I saw a video. Okay, I haven't been able to watch the videos of the two men who were killed, Philando Castile and Alton Sterling. Probably said their names wrong. These are the two most recent murders, and I will use that word because that is the correct word that I have heard of. Those are the most recent atrocities. I couldn't watch those videos. I'm sorry, it's a little different watching a real-life murder than watching something that you know is fiction on television. I saw pictures, and that was enough to make me feel outraged. Last night I did watch a video. I don't know the name of the people in the video, but it was about basically a woman driving, black woman driving. I don't know if it was her husband or a boyfriend. I'm assuming her husband, in the seat next to her, in the passenger seat, and two children in the car, in the back seat. I'm guessing there was an older child and a younger child. You never see the children because one of them is basically filming the dad sitting there, and the cop's outside the car window, the passenger window, right next to where the dad is sitting. And he's got the window down a couple inches, and they're talking to him. Apparently they pulled this couple with their children over for the terrible crime of not wearing their seat belts. And they're asking the man for his ID or his information. Not sure why. We're zeroing in on the man when it is the woman driving. But again, you know, that's another story. That's sexism. Obviously, the man is responsible for the woman. Okay, don't even get me going there. But yeah, they're attacking the passenger, who is the passenger, verbally, and asking him to get out of the car. Get out of the car. I guess what isn't in the video, but the woman the driver refers to the fact that at one point the cops had the gun out. And she's in the video, she's saying, why did you have the gun out for? You know, good question. Why would you pull out your gun if somebody is guilty of not wearing their seatbelt? Why the fuck would you have your gun out? You know, cops are supposed to be about protecting and serving the public, innocent, unarmed people. At least that's what I grew up believing about police. They're here to protect us. Well, here you have a family driving along in the car, and one of them doesn't have their seatbelt on, so you pull them over. You're going to draw your gun? You're going to get hostile? You're going to confront them and argue with them and berate them through the window and ask one of them to get out of the car? Why? Do you just assume that there's more there, more to find guilt? You know, besides just the seatbelt because they're black? So the guy doesn't get out of the car because he doesn't understand. He's confused. Why are you asking me to get out of my car? I'm just sitting here. I'm just the passenger here. I'm trying to find this information in the glove box that you're asking for. And the next thing you know, the cop takes one of those club things and breaks the passenger front window, reaches in and tases the guy. The guy is just a innocent civilian who has likely not done anything more than possibly not having his seatbelt on, which, again, it would be the driver's responsibility to make sure everybody in the car is wearing their seatbelt, not the passenger, although the passenger should be smart enough to fasten his seatbelt. Or maybe it was the driver who didn't have her seatbelt on. It's really not clear in the video. But this is not a horrible crime. It's not a crime that warrants vandalism of their vehicle. It's not a crime that warrants physical assault upon an innocent person or the traumatizing of the children in the back seat. As soon as this happened, they dragged the poor guy out of the car because he's in convulsions. He's being electrocuted for no fucking reason. And immediately in the back, you hear the little girl start to cry. Mommy, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. It's disgusting. This video is disgusting. And it angered me. It further angered me. I had already decided after I read the two stories about the two innocent men, or one of them. I don't really know much about the story about Alton Sterling. I guess he wasn't supposed to have a gun and they thought he had a gun. But they had him pinned to the ground. They were on top of him physically. They were clearly large men on top of this man on the ground. They could have leaned on him with their weight to subdue him. I mean, if his arm looked like it was reaching for his pocket, they could have leaned their weight on his arm to hold it immobile. They could have hit him on the head if they thought that, you know, he was dangerous to... I'm sorry, even that I don't think would be warranted. But I'm just sorry, there's no reason to resort to fatally killing somebody. I mean, fatally killing, that's a horrible way to say it, but I'm sorry, he did not deserve to die. Even if it's true that he had a gun and he's not supposed to have a gun, you don't kill somebody for that. And certainly two large male police officers leaning over his body, and he's laying on his back on the ground, should have been able to handle the situation without resorting to killing him. And then we can't just shoot him once. No, we have to shoot him multiple times, making good and sure that he's going to die, that he's totally beyond saving. What the fuck? And then the other guy, Philando Castile, pardon me if I said his name wrong. The cop told him to get his ID out. Philandro is following the officer's instructions. He's being very responsible as a gun owner to let the officer know, I have a gun and I have a license to carry. And what does the cop do? He shoots him. There's a child in the back seat. There's a woman in the front seat. The guy he just shoots him. And again, multiple times. The guy's in the car. He's pretty much unable to do anything. No gun is in sight. We don't even know if the gun is in the car or on this person's body. We don't know anything. The guy just is telling him, hey, you know, by the way, I have a gun permit to carry a gun. And bam, 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 bam. He's bleeding to death in front of his girlfriend and her daughter. Because I guess he deserved to die. I guess it's, you know, a criminal offense for a black person to own a gun in this country. I guess it's a criminal offense to communicate with the officer, you know, by the way, I do have a gun permit, da 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 da. He deserved to die, right? No, he did not deserve to die. And if he was a white person, would he be dead now? Hell no. Would Alton Sterling, lying on his back with two large male police officers holding him down, and his hand looks like it might be going to his pocket, deserve to have 5 rounds shot into his chest? No. You know what I see, though, when I see videos of police violence on black people? You know what I see? There was a video where this girl in a bikini gets wrestled to the ground, too. She's in a bikini. She's a girl. There's absolutely no danger here from this person. And he throws her to the ground like she's a sack of grain. She's just a kid. This was a while ago, but that was another thing. There's so many other things. It seems like on a weekly basis, there's a new story like this. And when I see videos or pictures of the cops that are doing this, I see master mentality all over their faces. I like to think that humanity has evolved beyond this whole mentality, but it hasn't. And I like to think that, I can't imagine thinking this way, but it bothers me to think that there are other people in the world that still regard themselves as superior because they're white. And I don't know if it's subconscious or conscious with them, if they actually walk around thinking, I'm the white person, you know, you should show me respect because I'm a white person and I'm superior. But maybe it's a subconscious thing where what I see, and I don't want to use the N-word because it's a horrible word, but that's what I see on their face. Take that, you uppity nigger! How dare you question me? How dare you question your superior? Take that! Just the way they treat black people, the way they handle them, the way they throw them around, the way they kill them for the most absurd reasons. Like they're not even people. Like they don't even deserve the same consideration and respect as other people. The master mentality. It still exists because we still have the KKK walking around that think that, your skin is brown, so you deserve to die. Your skin is brown, so you have no business breathing the same air that we do. How dare you breathe the same air that we do? You're brown! Like, being born is a crime. Because, I'm sorry, that's basically what they're saying. Being born not white is a crime, and you deserve whatever we give you, however we treat you. How dare you think you can be our equal? How dare you talk to me that way? How dare you question my orders? Slave and master mentality. it's still alive and well in this country. And I see it on these faces of these people throwing unarmed people to the ground, black people to the ground. So over the last couple days, my feeling about the whole Black Lives Matter issue has changed. I no longer feel like, oh no, all lives matter. I do feel all lives matter, including black people. And I think it's a message that cannot be shouted loud enough. I think these people walking around that think that they have this superior right to treat others like worse than animals. I'm sorry, you don't treat a dog this way. They treat black people worse than animals. And the fact that these people walk around feeling that they can do that, and they wear a badge and they carry a gun, and when they do commit murder or some other kind of heinous atrocity, like beat somebody to a bloody pulp just because they're black, they don't go to jail. They might, very rarely, they might lose their job over it, but they don't go to jail. They don't get charged with murder or manslaughter or, sorry, manslaughter is not the right word, assault and battery. They don't get charged. It's like the police have a license to kill whoever the fuck they feel like. And then when they do kill, all the other cops are walking around, oh, no, they had a reason for that. They don't get outraged about what their fellow officers in blue are doing. They don't get outraged. Oh, no, that they could have assumed, there could have been something there that we can't see in this video. They defend the murderers. Other police defend the murderers, which gives us all the impression that, you know, they all are this way. All cops are this way because they defend each other. They defend the atrocities committed on innocent civilians that deserve to be protected and served. And it upsets me because it's completely contrary to what I grew up thinking cops are supposed to be. And I know there are cops that are that way in this country, but why are they not speaking out? It is because they don't speak out that this perception that all police are very likely to kill you if you're black and say the wrong thing or look at them the wrong way. It's because they don't speak out against the police that do this that the perception continues to build and grow. That all, that all cops are this way. I'm starting to feel this, and I'm not even black. I'm starting to look at cops like, you know? And why are the ones that have this attitude toward their fellow human being, why are they even allowed to still be wearing the badge and carry a gun? I have a lot more I could say, but I know that I will just continue. I will just start repeating what I've already said, and I don't want to get redundant. I said this was going to be a short video. It already isn't. But I feel like this is an outrage. And last night on my bus, I had an older man get on, probably was in his 70s, and he started talking about the shooting in Texas of the 5 police officers and the sniper. And he said, you know, this is like the 60s all over again. That's what he said. And I said, you're right. It's like we're regressing back to 50 years ago. We're regressing. And I still say it's because of President Obama's presidency. And the fact that a lot of racist people in the United States have had to sit and stew in their juices over the fact that a black man ruled over them. And they're to the point where they're breaking. They are so willing to, I mean, they're the ones supporting Trump. They're the ones that want to see America white again. And so they're supporting Trump because that's what he represents, racism and intolerance and bigotry. Yes! Let's take our country back. Look what we've had to deal. We've had to be under the yoke of this black man. How humiliating is that for the last 8 years? We can't take it anymore. And they're breaking. The resentment, the anger, the rage, the indignation, sorry, the word came out wrong, the indignation, the humiliation of having a black person rule over them. And now it's just coming to a head. The pot is boiling over. And we see this resentment being carried out upon innocent people in this country. This is wrong. And we can't just sit back and let this mentality that did infest our country in the 60s infest it again. We know better now, or we should, and there should be enough of us who know better to not let this happen. I'm sorry. Something needs to be done. These police should not be wearing the uniform. This mentality in police departments should not be tolerated. And as the taxpayers who pay these people who wear the badge, we should make it known that we will not tolerate this kind of protecting and serving.
I am absolutely convinced that the main source of hatred in the world is religion. And I think it should be religion treated with ridicule and hatred and contempt.